Welcome back in MMA Daily News. We have best and last. Former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou spoke with Randy Couture prior to exiting the promotion after the MMA legend was used as a deterrent. The lengthy contractual dispute between Ngannou and mixed martial arts premier promotion reached its conclusion earlier this month.
That's how I feel about it. It's just unfortunate that we didn't come to a term, which I wish we could have, but it is what it is, you know. But as an independent contractor, I have to look up to myself and do what's right for me. And everyone out there should do the same.
With the heavyweight gold becoming vacant and the Predator entering unregistered free agency. The announcement came around a month after the Cameroon native's deal expired, with the UFC still holding matching rights at the time. While the promotion claims to have been willing to make him the highest paid heavyweight of all time, Ngannou has since noted that it was unwilling to budge on a number of other demands that seemingly included contract length, fighter health insurance, and an athlete advocate in board meetings. Former UFC flyweight and bantamweight champion Henry Cejudo was not impressed by Brandon Moreno's post-fight comments at UFC 283. Triple C recently shared his thoughts on Moreno's comments at UFC 283 on his YouTube channel. Cejudo opined that it came across as disrespectful to the Brazilian audience. Furthermore, he noted that it was likely part of why Moreno wound up getting pelted by the crowd on his way out.
Let's start off with the co-main event, Brandon Moreno versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Guys, I tell you what, I didn't get a chance to work with Deiveson in this fight. And you can see a lot of the flaws that he did have in the fight. I think my biggest thing with Deiveson is the fact that I wasn't sure if his recovery kind of came in. Recovered as well as he probably should have. It was pretty. I'm sure he made the weight right, but did he actually really recover? The other thing too with Deiveson Figueiredo is a lot of it. Where he made a lot of errors was his distance. He got a little too emotional, looking too much for that right hand, where it was too much here. So by the time Deiveson got here, Brandon was already throwing or looking for the takedown. So he never really stayed disciplined with the leg kicks. He was crossing distance a little too much, where he was getting emotional, when he was actually telegraphing, and then either Brandon was able to hit him with shots or look for the takedowns. Boom. You see, a lot of those, this is why you having like a good structured team and having people hold you accountable is key in a world championship fight. I wasn't there. I spoke to him, at least 3 times before he even competed. Like the whole pretty much 2.5 months that he was preparing for this fight. But if I was to go back and tell Deiveson what is it that he should have probably done, is the same game plan he did for the third fight, he probably should have gone for the 4th. But at the same time, as Brandon did do a good job of recognizing what is it that Deiveson was going to throw that right hand to eventually go to his doubles or to eventually find his chest locks and do it of that nature. This is why.
You just called the Brazilian people dogs, Cejudo said. I wouldn't say that right after. Maybe when you're with your Mexican people you say that, and they'll get it. I just think what he said was out of line and out of context. I could also see what he was trying to say or mean by that. However, Cejudo wasn't convinced Moreno deliberately tried to disrespect the crowd. He acknowledged that the assassin baby may just have been excited given his victory. Islam Makhachev and Alex Volkanovski face off in Australia in less than 3 weeks. Fight they will, with the status as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the company on the line. Although fight week is still several days out, the promotion for the event has already begun, including a face-off between the 2 champions in Australia. The 2 also took part in a quick dialogue during the face-off, with the exchange concluding with Volkanovski asking Makhachev if he is training hard, to which the Dagestani swiftly responded in the affirmative. Alexander Volkanovski most recently defended his featherweight championship at UFC 276 against Max Holloway in July. The Aussie turned in quite possibly his best performance to date in his unanimous decision win against Blessed to close that series out at 3-0 in his favor.